No, it's not that. It's just scratchy. I'm not coughing.
Are your glands swollen? Because it means you're fighting something.
They're always swollen, though.
I'm not going to touch them.
It'd be a little weird. Oh, I probably shouldn't sign in because people are presenting really quick.
So
I'll sign out.
this isn't on, right?
What? Yeah, it's on. Yeah, if I log in. Yeah. Declan, can you turn that on?
Aye. All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here this evening. This is a really lovely meeting to come to, and I'm really excited to see everybody out here in the audience. We will begin our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right. Serena, we did have one change to the agenda, right? Two changes to the agenda. Okay, they are. We added running club and and we added the principal's name now because we can tell you the principal's name. So those are the agenda changes that you will note if you happen to open the agenda before an hour ago. All right. I don't have anyone signed up for public comment, but is there anyone in the audience that did want to address the board before we move on with our business? Okay. All right. Next, for Board of Education minutes, resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approved the minutes of the regular meeting on May 6th, 2025. May I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Francis. A second? Thank you, Tony. Comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. We are going to do a few presentations from some clubs and some classes this evening. So we will start with the elementary drama club and I think writing club sort of together, right? All right, so I'm welcoming Miss Ryan and Mrs. Waltz.
you want to put them on? Oh, no, I need my phone. Got to get to my phone.
That means I'm probably gonna need mine.
They said it would be easy. No, it doesn't come up yet. Do I have to do it again?
Open the, you have the mail app. There it is.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do it again.
Hit resend.
Yeah, good. You do that.
I'm enjoying
Oh,
the
there it is.
suspense
Now it's
building.
coming.
It's
Yep.
very exciting.
It's spinning.
Oops.
Should I do it again? Serena, I shared it with you. Could it come up with you?
Yeah.
Why don't you share it with somebody that's...
No, I got it on the board agenda.
I've always been worried about the technological things that happen.
I've got it. Oh, it's on. Where is it? Oh, right click. Right there.
The ones that are on board docs again. Just present top 40. Not
That
this
this
one,
isn't this one.
Here I am.
Yay.
Well, folks, we are here. Yay! Mrs. Conover, did that count? All of that? All right. So, hello, everyone. I'm Mrs. Waltz, and I'm directing the musical this year. And Miss Ryan is assisting with me. We're doing a 5th and 6th grade musical. So, I won't read everything to you, but this is about our elementary musical in history. The elementary musical started back in the 1990s, the early 90s, with Pama Doherty, who was a music teacher here for quite a few years, I think 25 plus years. And she started this. So I have videotapes of plays from like 1992. So it has been part of the tradition for a very long time with the students in 5th or 6th grade, depending upon if they're over at the elementary building in that year. What the theater does for the students is that it offers a lot of great opportunities to practice their acting, their projection, their language skills, and they also have to problem solve. When you're doing a scene, sometimes things don't go according to the lines that you learned, and somebody forgets a line, or they drop a line, or something falls, and you have to know how to kind of like think on your feet and improvise very quickly. One of the great things about the elementary program, is it helps to feed into the high school program and the drama program in the high school. Over the course of the last 2 decades, when I have done the musical, one of the things that I have loved is watching the students start to own their show. And I remember one time listening to the students and hearing them talk about how they wanted to make that scene funnier. And so they were doing the Return of the Glass Slipper, and they were the ugly stepsisters. And so they started talking how they should walk and waddle, and then one of them should fall a certain way, and they were like really honing the skill there. So I think that that's awesome to be able to just overhear them taking it as part of something that they want to do and improve. So that was one of the joyful things that I have seen with the students. Another one was in 2021. I got an out of the blue email from a former parent. Some of you might know Boone Lynch. He graduated back in 2021, or maybe a few years before that. I think Mrs. Orden was still here. And I got this beautiful email. It was addressed to Mrs. McCain and myself. And she mentioned that that Boone had that chance to do the theater in 5th grade, and it always stayed with him, the love of acting. And he was very well-rounded and did other sports and other clubs. But when he went on to college, he decided to go out for a program in his senior year to be part of the local theater at the college. And she said that it gave him so much confidence in himself to public speak, and it just turned on his love of theater and acting. And so it really gave him a very balanced outlet and things to do. So it was just like you get one of these emails. I hadn't had Boone in like probably 8 years, and then you get this great email that just like really touches you. So I think that's a testament to how the program really benefits the kids and the long-term effect that it has. Some of the musicals we've done over the years, we did Pinocchio back in March of 2016. In 2019, we did the fun show Thwacked. That was here on this stage. Pinocchio was at the elementary stage. In 2022, we did the Best Little Theater in Town. That was just after we were coming out of COVID. You can see some of them are still like checking out wearing that mask yet. But we used that stage over there. 2 years ago, we did the story of the Pied Piper, Rats, which was a lot of fun. I have that on my screen at work. I love those kids. They were awesome. And then this year, we are doing the 5th and 6th grade musical Tom Sawyer. So this year, the 5th and 6th graders are performing the musical Tom Sawyer. We started practices in the elementary music room during March and part of April. We have started now rehearsing at the high school with our performances on June 11th and 12th, starting at 6:30. So you can see some of the characters and their poses and how they're working hard. Now, this is a few weeks ago here at the high school. They look really happy about this scene. But yes, they're in a church scene right now. So that is one of the scenes. Landon is here. He's right there, and he's the preacher in it. Landon's our preacher. And then some testimonials from a few students have been that a very busy actor in our show stated, "I'm learning to have to be loud. You have to be focused, and you have to become a person like you are them in real life. That part, becoming someone else, is hard. It's fun because we are doing it with our friends." And another actress said, "Learning how to bring character to life and spending time with my friends is one of the things she loves. I'm learning how to project my voice, how to stay in character, about blocking and memorizing lines. I think being in the production has been a wonderful experience." So those are some testimonies from our current 5th and 6th graders. Future goals I have for the elementary musical is that it stays a healthy, vibrant club here at school. One of your dreams is I never want the kids to think because you're in a small school that, you can never make it big. You never know where talent is going to come from. And, the talents can come from the big schools, but they can also come from our small rural district. And we have had students that have gone on. There's been an opera singer that has gone on and traveled. We've had wrestlers that have gone on and made the Olympics. So I want our kids to always dream and dream big. And so I hope they can do that here on the stage, here at the elementary and moving on to the high school. Okay, so would you like to add anything, Ms. Ryan?
I do not, but it is it is a delight to be a part of the production and seeing the kids being their teacher when they're so young, to being in 5th and 6th grade, becoming those adolescents, to go into middle school and just seeing them be themselves, something that you don't always see in the classroom. So it's nice from like the teaching perspective to now see these kids do something that they love so much. But that's all.
Okay, all right, so thank you very much.
Any questions from the board for
Yes, any
these
questions
lovely
from the board?
ladies? All right,
Yes,
thank you very much, Mrs. Waltz
All
and
right,
Ms.
you're welcome.
Ryan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's okay.
Ms. Ryan will take off one hat and put on a new hat.
Serena, how do you want me to access this? I know I just sent it. Do I have to change tabs? Michael, if you'd like to come up, Landon, I have some friends here who are going to help me. Yeah, that's the class of 20, this one. I mean, I can sign in, but I'm going to have the same problem.
It's right here. It should be.
I I just sent mine.
Where do you wanna? Where's the?
I'll just do the PDF.
Want to do? You want to do that? What do you want to do?
Just if you have it in board docs, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
That's easier. I wear far too many hats. I just submitted the slideshow, so I do apologize. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start, and then I'm going to lower the mic so you guys can talk into it. Okay. I'm gonna do it. I'll let you know. All right, so my name's Miss Ryan. I'm a third grade teacher at the elementary. Oh. Sorry, I know we're live streaming. I'm sorry, I'm breaking the rules. My name is Miss Ryan. I'm a third grade teacher here at Dwaynesburg. I'm also the, I guess, the lead of Dwaynesburg Running Club, which is for K through 6 students. And I do have 2 friends here who are also going to speak on behalf of Running Club. We have 102 students participating again through grades K through 6. And here's a lovely picture of all of them. I am smiling. We did have Running Club this morning, and I am still standing. What is Running Club? Running Club is a free and voluntary opportunity. It's part of the intramural program. Coach Patry started that, I think, 3 years ago now, and then upon him leaving, I did take over Running Club. I started in February this year, but I plan to start earlier next school year. It's a place for them to just have fun, run, be active right before school. It starts at 7:15 promptly and then goes till 7:50, and then the kids go off and enjoy their day. Essentially, the kids just complete laps around the course. Cone course in the gym, there's a K2 side and a 3-6 side. So the younger ones are running more laps to get to the mile, and then the older kids are running less laps to get to the mile. Upon completion of a lap, they get a popsicle stick. I do have a lot of parent volunteers. Thank you to those parents. I don't see any of them here tonight, but I do thank you for the help. And then students count and report their popsicle sticks as a lap at the conclusion of Running Club. So like I said, there's grades K through 6, there's 102 students, and here is every grade level represented, looking fun, lots of smiles, again at 7:15 in the morning. So I do have 2 students here who are gonna speak on behalf of their experiences with Running Club. I have Michael and Landon. All right, who would like to go first? You wanna go first?
I love Running Club because I get to see my friends and I like to run and get a lot of popsicle sticks.
Okay, I personally enjoy Running Club. Like, before I say anything, I just want to give a shout out to Miss Waltz and Miss Ryan. They can both juggle play and Running Club while having to deal with classes. So that's, to me, quite impressive. So I like a round of applause there, please. Running Club, in my opinion, it isn't just something you do for fun. It's something where you can make friends, have fun, talk to them, and learn more about them personally. And overall, I don't really consider it just something for fun. It's more of something I take seriously, because it is.
Yes, it does.
Every-
It teaches competitiveness and teaches sportsmanship and teaches the kids to just have a good time while also patting their friend on the back if they don't get as many popsicle sticks as somebody else. Here are some milestones for the year. I do have them listed by name, and I do post this on Parent Square for families. Unfortunately, I can't disclose that information, but I did the math. And we have for the 0 to 4 mile club, we have 10 students. 5 to 9 mile club, we have 20 students. 10 to 14 mile club, we have 46 students. 15 to 19 mile club, we have 20 students. 20 to 24 mile club, we have 5 students. And we still have some kids riding that fine line at 24 miles. 0 students have yet to meet that 25, but they're right there. And we do have 1 student who's hit the 30 mile club. He is standing right behind me. Landon is working hard. He is in competition with a second grader at the moment. So the two of them are going at it, and it's been fun. And each month, Landon, do you have the trophies? I do give a top runner trophy with some candy to every grade level, K through 6th, from January to now. And then we do have an end-of-year running club picnic on June 18th, which will be for running club families and runners to kind of have that one last moment. And here are some awards that Coach P implemented that I plan to carry over. Every club member will get a medal and certificate if they have had 50% attendance. Popcorn sale award, we did fundraise popcorn. That pays for the t-shirts. I'm wearing the t-shirt from this year, as well as we'll fund some of the treats and the trophies for our award ceremony. There is a Most Improved Runner Award. Run Club Awards will go to the highest classroom teacher, homeroom teacher in K2 and 3-5. Respectful Runner Award, you know, there's those kids that every time you hand them a popsicle stick, they say thank you, every single time. Top male and female runner for grades K through 6. Family Fun Award will go to siblings, so the highest group of siblings who track the highest amount of miles. And of course, there's the Golden Sneaker, which is a giant spray-painted sneaker that the kid or the child who wins can keep. I did just tell Landon, because he is in the lead to receive that it's not going to be as big because Miss Ryan's feet are not as large as Coach P's. So it's going to be a medium-sized sneaker, but still something that the kids really enjoyed doing. Right, and it's still a lot of fun. It's silly, it's fun, and I do have Coach P to thank for that, and he is truly missed, and I'm happy to have taken this over and continue that future for Dwaynesburg. Good job, guys.
Any questions from the board for Miss Ryan before she takes off? No, I think we're good. Thanks, Miss Ryan.
Yeah. I'd just like to say,
Oh.
it's amazing to me that,
Is your mic on?
I don't know, I'm pretty loud. There's about 300 kids in elementary school, K to 6. So you're running a third of involvement in this club.
Yeah, I actually was doing the math this morning. I was like, I don't know how many students are in the district, but you did the math for me, because that's a lot.
Yeah.
We have about 85, I do take attendance, we have about 85 each time.
Awesome.
So we're not always at the 102, but
Okay.
that's how many are enrolled.
And drama's available to 4th and 5th?
K through 6th.
K through 6.
Drama.
Oh, drama, sorry.
That's okay. In drama, in 5th and 6th, we have 36 actors and actresses, and we have 12 tech crew students. Cool. So it's in the high 40s.
So again, about
there.
50% of possible kids that are involved are involved.
We do.
That's amazing.
We have a really good representation between the two classes.
That's
so
awesome.
That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, ladies. Oh, we've got one more thing.
And I will say that Braden killed a giant beetle at running club today. Right before this picture was taken. Giant. It was like this big.
We'll give him a golden beetle. Oh, my goodness. Okay, thank you very much. Next up, we have class of 2029. Mrs. Downs and Mrs. Goebel, I think.
Hi, everyone. I am Christina Goebel, one of the school counselors at the high school, as well as the class of 2029 co-advisor. Unfortunately, Ms. Downs was unable to be here tonight. But I do have a few of my class officers with me who are going to present to you guys about how our year went.
I am Braden. I'm the vice president. Sadly, our president is not here today. And this is Quinn, our treasurer, and this is Anna, our secretary. Our 2024 and 2025 class fundraisers were a big success with the Halloween Bash in October. We made $884.58. Our next one was Krispy Kreme in April of 2025. We made $474. Then we had Chipotle, May 2025. We made $113.94. The total we made over this whole year was $1,472.52.
Our community give back events were the pancake breakfast at the Delanson Fire Company. December 8th, 8 students participated in that one. We had 2. And then April 6th was in the last one that we just did, where 5 students participated. And these are some of the pictures taken at these events.
Okay. Our goals that we really want to focus on is we really want to focus on our senior year trip. I know usually this year it's going to be to New Jersey, I'm pretty sure. So we want to focus on prom and wherever we want to go. And any other kind of opportunities that we can take up, such as like random little things. So yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah.
There's one more thing I want to say. I would like to thank Ms. Goebel and Ms. Downs for helping us with all the fundraising and letting us be able to do all this stuff for our future of the class.
I will say I'm impressed with the students thinking ahead this far. This is great. You will be in good shape by senior year. Others could learn from you.
Yeah, I think we're doing well. I mean, as a previous class advisor, I think we're doing really great so far. Just being at the end of our 8th grade year, we have, I think, a bit over 3,000 in our account. So, yeah, we're doing pretty well.
Any other questions from the board? Comments? Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Okay, and then our last presentation for the evening is from Mrs. Hildenbrandt for the class of 2030.
I'm Cameron Connor. I'm the treasurer.
I'm Gavin Mensing, and I'm our secretary.
I'm Jack Guidell. I'm the VP, and sadly, our president isn't here today. She's at golf club. So, I want to put this out here for all kids who are able to participate. But on Tuesday, June 4th, after school is our pet making meeting, and we're making toys for the animals at the animal shelter. And here we have some ones that have already been made, and we're also making bracelets and like tug-of-war toys.
The animal shelter is going to take away to make money, so we're making items fun they can go to concerts, and I have boxes and boxes and keep them home. So they're all in my classroom right now. We'll be making bracelets for years.
Okay, so our give back was collecting the pet supplies for the Schoharie Animal Shelter, and we made these bracelets as well, for just because the animal shelter also sells them there.
Our fundraiser this year was the Easter candy fundraiser from Uncle Sam's Candy.
Wait, no, we're not done. We're not done.
So you guys are current 7th graders, right?
Hold on.
Oh, Jack's got one more thing to say.
We're not done. Also, we would like to announce that our elections for next year's class officers are coming up soon.
Very good. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I appreciate it.
I don't think we allow electioneering from the lectern, do we?
Okay, while Ms. Ross gets things set up there, the next part of our meeting this evening is to approve tenure appointments and to introduce our new elementary school principal. So we will be hearing from our current principals, I believe, right? About our phenomenal teachers. So just give Ms. Ross a few moments to pull that up, and then I'll let them take it away.
No, no, don't do that.
Ta-da! Look, Declan, I didn't need your help. Progress, not perfection, is my motto. Thank you for everyone being here. I love seeing so many faces in the audience tonight. It really is heartwarming, and it's a testament to the teachers that we're granting tenure to tonight. Their loved ones, their friends, their colleagues, their supporters. So thank you for being here. And we have a meeting on Tuesday, so you're all welcome back. I'll bring cookies if that's what it takes. Normally in the past, in granting tenure, I kind of do things a little bit differently. I think it should be a celebration of their commitment to your children, or our children, and to the district, going above and beyond. So I've asked the principals to say a little bit of something about each of the folks. And when you see your beautiful picture coming up, could you please come up to the stage? And yes, we're going to take a group photo.
All right, so the first person is Andrew Bartlett. Come on up. Come on down. You're the next contestant. So I did a couple bullet points. I'm not going to read them to you, but as you can see, Andrew has been very involved in the district since he joined us. Last year, I have to say, I was very impressed. He actually took on the role in his third year as a senior class advisor, which was kind of a big role. And I got to attend prom, not with him as a date, but we got to attend prom together. So he has done a lot of really great things. So my little piece about Andrew tonight, the little personal aspects, and he does not know that I'm going to share this stuff. So most of you do not know this, but years ago, I hired Andrew in another lifetime as a teaching assistant. Actually, I think as an aide, and then he became a teaching assistant. We worked together for 1 year, and he continued to stay at that school. I left and came here. So when we did advertise for an English teacher, and he applied, he actually worked as a TA in Karen Hildebrand's room, who was just up here. When he did apply, I interviewed him and waited for the committee to make the decision, but I was very happy when we hired him. So I was able to hire him again in another district as a full-time New York State employee. So it was very nice. It was kind of like, reminiscing about life. Another thing that some of you probably do not know about Andrew is he actually is in a heavy metal band, which I'm going to share because so he does multiple gigs on the weekends, and my secretary lives fairly close to him, so she does get to hear his music. So if you are really into heavy metal, he really plays well. So it is his band, and what is the name of it? Concrete. So if you ever hear Concrete is playing, Andrew Bartlett is the guy that you want to talk to get you tickets. So I'm very happy to be able to recommend Andrew to Kim for tenure tonight. And I guess I'm up again. So Shelby, again, you can see that Shelby's my art teacher. She's the middle school art teacher. This year she actually does ceramics, which has been quite an undertaking for her. But one of the things that she has done in the building is Shelby is really open to having kids in her room. So from the very first year that she started until today, whenever Shelby eats lunch, she has kids that come up into her room from the cafeteria to hang out, to get to know her, which only encouraged her students to also join her art program that she does after school, which is just very collective things that the kids get to do. So one thing that you might not know about Shelby actually has a stuffed coyote, a real stuffed coyote. Those of you who have students in the building, you probably have heard about it. The first time she brought it in, I was very terrified because it is a for real stuffed coyote, and she carries it around and pets it, and the kids love it. But she does it because Shelby is also very, very, very creative in her drawing. So she does it so that the kids can like look at it with fruit and every other object you can imagine, and does a lot of free drawing with the students. So she's very creative, and I'm very happy to have her. A little note about Shelby. I did see that you have your mom here tonight. So one of the things that I do have on my notes is that Shelby is very close to her mom, which I got to witness that firsthand when Shelby got hired and she came in here to the district to set up her room. And if you know my office, I got to look out the window, and I looked out one summer afternoon and Shelby was sitting at the picnic table with her mom eating lunch. I will never forget that, as they were setting up her classroom. And I thought, how incredibly sweet, and how lucky are we as a district to have hired somebody who really values family as much as I do. So again, I'm very thrilled to recommend Shelby to our Dwaynesburg family for her tenure. So congratulations.
Hello, everyone. I am pleased to announce Danielle Cernier I'm putting up for tenure. Danielle is one of those last of the pandemic hires that we had where we were still wearing masks and we were still quarantining, and let's just not go down there for a minute. So that's just raw. She taught first grade, fifth grade, sixth grade. She has found her niche with sixth grade math. But here's truly what I'd like to say about Ms. Cernier. What truly sets Mrs. Cernier apart is her ability to meet the diverse needs of her students with grace and effectiveness. She differentiates instruction with care and creativity, ensuring that each learner, regardless of their ability or background, has the support and challenge they need to thrive. Her classroom is a place where curiosity is nurtured, learning is personalized, and every student is empowered to succeed. You've been a wonderful addition to our faculty, so I humbly recommend you to our superintendent for tenure. Miss Jenna Veglia, or Mrs. Jenna joined us as a seasoned teacher from another district, and she joined our faculty as a reading teacher. She stepped in to be one of the first class advisors for sixth grade, and she took on that beast of an elementary school yearbook, and we thank her for that. But I do have some other words about Miss Veglia. Mrs. Veglia is a compassionate elementary reading teacher with a strong commitment to student growth and literacy development, known for building supportive relationships with students and creating collaborative learning environment. Proactively stepped into the role of yearbook coordinator, demonstrating leadership, creativity, and a willingness to go above and beyond to contribute to our school community. And I humbly recommend you to our superintendent for tenure.
So April Hoffman is the next person that we're going to call to the front. So as you can see, April is my living environment teacher. One of the things that I will highlight insofar as her academics is when she first got hired, I said to her, I need you to teach an AP Bio course. And she was like, okay. So April went online and she found an online AP course that was in another country, that took place in another country. So she logged on and they were in a different time zone. So April found herself that particular summer, her very first summer here, I believe. It was your first summer, second summer? Taking an online course in the middle of the night. So call that dedication. I think that's dedication. It was Dubai. She actually took it through Dubai, which I thought that was pretty cool. A couple things about April that maybe some of you do not know. So April was actually born in Colorado. I did not know that till just recently when I mentioned that my son's in Colorado, and she's like, I was born there. So she was born in Colorado. She is a military brat. Her father was in the Army. So she has lived all over the country. all over the world. She lived in Germany, went to school in Germany for a number of years, which I thought was pretty cool because, again, my daughter is stationed in Germany right now at the same base. So April has a lot of experience. She did come to us from another district where she was there for 12 years and has only 12, right? I got that right? Yeah, okay. I thought I was right on that. So she came here with a ton of information and data for us. So it's been lovely to have her here. A little side note about April that some of you might know, some of you might not. April had her first, not her personally, but her two dogs had their first litter of lab puppies last year. So this school year, or at the beginning of the school year, so she's had to like go home to take care of puppies, and she shares her puppy pictures with everybody. So as a dog lover, that is something that we have often talked about. So April has been a wonderful addition to our high school. And she's going to teach physics next year too. So with that, I really strongly recommend that, and I'm thrilled to do it, that she join our tenured faculty. So congratulations, April.
You might notice that the listings of classes offered by the elementary teachers don't look like the high school teachers, but let me tell you, they teach everything. Reading, math, science, social studies, how not to communicate with your hands, how to use the bathroom and wash your hands when you come out. There is so much more than being a classroom teacher. It may not look like the nice listing of these wonderful teachers have, but when you are a third grade or fourth grade or reading teacher, you are teaching more. You are teaching them how to live in a world that is very complicated and how to navigate, even in kindergarten, how to navigate technology. So I would like to do them justice by saying, although it might just say third grade teacher, or it might say just reading teacher or a sixth grade teacher, there's a whole lot more that goes with that job. It is everything and everything. So Maddie, you also came into us at the end, at the tail end of the pandemic. So you have been a wonderful addition, and I'd like to say these few words about you. She's a very quiet, stoic person. So I know that this is not her favorite thing right now, and I thank her husband for coming with her right now. Mrs. Lamb has demonstrated herself to be a skilled communicator and collaborator. She actively builds strong partnerships with families, fostering a team approach to education that extends beyond the classroom. Parents value her responsiveness and genuine care for their children's growth, both academically and socially. She is recognized as a model of effective classroom management. Mrs. Lamb creates a learning environment that is structured, respectful, and nurturing. Her classroom is a place where students feel safe, focused, and empowered to take ownership of their learning. And I have never received a student from her classroom that she said, "I've got this, don't you worry. I will take care of this." And I am more than happy to recommend you to join our tenured faculty.
So Lindsay Heck, I'm going to ask you to come on down. So Lindsay is our junior, senior high school chorus and music director. She also came to us right after COVID and has done a phenomenal job. If you have not had a chance to come see one of her productions, I would tell you you need to this year. And I did tell Lindsay this, although I do think that her productions have been phenomenal. This was probably one of the best. She did the Addams Family. It was so great. I saw the kids rehearsing, but watching them rehearse and then watching them actually do the performance was pretty incredible. So Lindsay has done a variety of things. You can see all of the courses that she does teach, just to kind of give students that additional experience in the theater and in vocals and just singing in general. a couple things that maybe you don't know about Lindsay, which I'm not going to say anything that's embarrassing, Lindsay. So Lindsay actually likes to be a princess and does princess parties. So if you don't know that, and you have a little girl who loves princess, or a little boy, Lindsay does do that, like moonlighting on the weekends, which when I found that out, I was I was like, wow, how cool is that? Another thing you might not know about Lindsay is when we hired Lindsay, we actually made her come in and stand on the stage and do a lesson on the stage. She had the coolest red pants I think I've ever seen. And I actually said that to her after we hired her. I'm like, oh my gosh, you wore red pants. It was very theatrical. I loved it. And you had me sold on that. One other thing that I know that most of you probably do not know about Lindsay is Lindsay is finishing up her master's program. So for the past 2 years, Lindsay has had to leave us a little bit early at the end of the school year to go to Florida to take her master's program because it's a summer program only. But this year, Lindsay's going to leave us to finish her master's program, and she is going to London. Yay! Which I think is very cool to have actually found a program where you can go and experience things that you don't normally experience at like Stage, or not that there's anything against those music programs, but or Crane. So I am very thrilled. I think Lindsay's been a wonderful addition to our faculty. Yeah, it's been fun to kind of watch her grow as a teacher. So I do wholeheartedly recommend Lindsay to be a part of our tenured faculty. And then our final person up for tenure is Teresa Crasto. Unfortunately, Teresa could not join us tonight. She is in my math department. She has done a variety of things. Also, one of the biggest things that I would like to mention about Teresa is she came to me last year and said, I really would like to teach in a UHS course. And lo and behold, now I have a UHS Calc course, which we never had before. We always had to take it DL. So it's pretty impressive that a new teacher, untenured, was willing to take on a lift like that. I do want to share a couple things because I do know that Teresa would have been here tonight. There's a couple things that I think the board should know, and even some of her colleagues who do not know these things about her. Teresa is an avid swimmer. She loves to swim. I did not know that about her till one summer she told me, oh yeah, I just got out of the pool and I'm a swimmer. Okay, well, as a mom whose daughter's a swimmer, I thought that was pretty impressive. She did have a baby last year, so she just celebrated his first, or she's getting ready to celebrate his first birthday. She is also very family oriented. She has her grandparents that live with her. That's one of the reasons that she could not be here tonight, because she's also, when she's not here teaching, and the Leo Club advisor, and a class advisor. She's the junior class advisor this year. She's home taking care of her grandparents. And then one other thing which I found out, which I thought was super cool, this because I don't know much about this, she is a huge Star Wars fan. So any of you who are Star Wars fans, Teresa knows it all. She loves Star Wars. When we were asking her what she wanted for her baby, like for her baby gifts, she actually said, how about if you get me some baby Star Wars stuff, because that's really cool, like sleepers. And so I did not, when I found that out, I was like, oh, I'm not a Star Wars fan, but how cool is that? So she's a really big Star Wars fan. So if you ever want to talk to her about Star Wars, she's your girl. So, and I do wholeheartedly recommend her also for tenure. When I hired her, I actually chased her down the walkway before she left the district, because we interviewed her with the superintendent in my office, and he said, you need to hire her. And I said, right now? Okay. And so I chased her out to her car and offered her the job. So I do recommend her also for tenure.
Thank you so much, Ms. Conover, Mrs. Marvin, for putting that together. I think it just speaks volumes of the impact of all 8 teachers that we're anticipating granting tenure. I do want to get a group shot with the principals up there. The balloons add a nice touch, don't they, Mr. Rivenberg? Mm. Mm. Oh. Oh, that. All right, can we give everyone a round of applause of congratulations to each and every one of you?
Kim, can I do the resolution now? Uh-oh. Hey, Kim. Kim,
What?
can I do the resolution now?
Yes.
Okay. All
Wait,
right.
do your what?
I'm going to do the resolution to it. I'm going to make it official right now
Yes,
before we
please
move
do.
on. All right. So, be it resolved that the Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, hereby appoints the following instructional employees to tenure in the listed tenure areas, effective on the date noted, all of which are in September. I will read their names again: Andrew Bartlett, Teresa Crasto Donnelly, Lindsay Heck, April Hoffman, Maddie Lamb, Danielle Cernier, Shelby Terwilliger, and Jenna Veglia. May I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Thank you, Francis. A second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ray. Comments or questions? I am very impressed with you all. Thank you so much for being in our Dwaynesburg family. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Congratulations.
Just a side funny note, don't let those balloons go because Mr. Vivenberg will chase me out of the building because there's some laser sensor, and if it goes up, it triggers. Look at when I walked in with the balloons, he's like, "You didn't tell me balloons. You can't make sure they don't get away." We don't want this to be monumental night where the fire department shows up. All right.
This is what I'm talking about. This is good.
Yeah, it's good. He handles me so well. All right, without further ado, I'd like to invite up to the stage Christy Labarge. So Christy comes to us from Ichabod Crane, where she has been an educator and teacher leader and district leader for 10 years now. Out of the 28 applicants we received, Christy rose to the top because of her diverse experiences. But then when we screened candidates, the board president and I, it was very clear from that exact moment we looked at each other and said, she's our girl. But we knew that we wanted our stakeholders to choose their next principal. So we were out. We were out of the process. And Christy went through a long evening going through 3 different panels of teachers and support staff and community and parent members, in which she got to spend some time with the teaching staff and have dinner with, right? And she rose to the top very quickly. After deliberating with all the stakeholders who interviewed her, kind of just unpacking all the candidates that they interviewed, it was hands down that teachers and community and family members and parents, and we even had one student, said that Christy, they're excited to have Christy lead Dwaynesburg Elementary into the future. One of the things that stood out when she was interviewing is that we did have a student on the panel, and the parents actually said, we loved how Christy interacted with a student. Like, that was the selling point, right? You can say what you need to say in an interview. Some people are great at it, but when it's the real deal and the real thing, interacting with kids, and that's where the parents just fell in love with her. The way I've described Christy, when people ask, and I kept her name quiet, I said, she radiates joy. It's like her body vibrates it. And she may be tiny, and she has high heels on. She'll be ditching them soon, because when you, as a former elementary principal, you need running sneakers. And checking with former superintendents and former supervisors, she's tiny but tough, and that's what we need. But she is curious and joyful and vulnerable when she needs to be. So we're really excited. And we'd like to welcome you to the Dwaynesburg family, because that's how I perceive it. I hope you fall in love as much as I have in the last year. So congratulations and welcome. Okay, I'll give her an opportunity to say a couple words.
I wasn't really prepared for this, but hang on, I'm gonna move this down a little bit. Perfect. I'll figure out how to do that. Hi, everyone. I am so excited and so thrilled to be joining your community. Like Kim mentioned, I am coming from a very small community, been there for the last 10 years and really understand the magic of a small community. And I'm just so thrilled to be able to continue my career in a very similar place, but I can already tell is very unique and special in a lot of ways. And I'm really looking forward to getting to know everybody and learning all there is to know about Dwaynesburg. So I'm really excited to be here, and thanks so much.
Okay, I get to make this official as well. Okay. Be it resolved, based upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education approved the appointment of Christina Labarge as elementary principal within the administrative tenure track for a probationary period of 4 years effective July 1, 2025 to August 31, 2029 at a salary of $83,000 per year. May I have a motion?
I'll motion.
Oh, Alyssa, a second, Tony? Okay. Any comments or questions? Welcome. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any
Nay.
abstentions?
Nay.
Congratulations.
Before you end the meeting, I just want to let everyone know that in celebration of the 10-year teachers, we have some cookies, and Mrs. Marvin can attest they're her favorite cookies on the planet. So we have some cookies and water, and the folks who received tenure, as well as Christy, to kind of mingle and socialize, get to know each other a little bit more. She's going to close the meeting right now. Okay.
Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here this evening. The board will be going into executive session momentarily. We do not intend to return to open session. So thank you again for being here, for celebrating our teachers and meeting our new principal, and have a great evening.
The teachers who just received tenure, I think Tricia needs you for just one quick minute.